Blair, I want to move on and start talking about the team that you've got to support you there in your role. Firstly, how many people you got working at the stadium?
So in terms of the turf area, there's 6 of us full-time staff. In the winter, we have a lot of our people taking annual leave, because we pretty much don't take annual leave from, say, October through to the end of March, with our summer season being cricket, but also it overlaps into a lot of other codes that we have here. We have like a nursery ground or an outer oval where we play first-class cricket from October through until early April. And we also have the main stadium ground that has international cricket, Super Rugby, NRL, Rugby League and A-League, football and things like that through that summer period. So we get pretty busy through there, and we take on extra casual staff in that time as well, but ordinarily 6 full-time staff and up to 7 in the summer, or at least 7 in the summer. And, Eden Park itself employs about 30 full-time staff, but a large number of casuals, throughout event days and things.
Blair, I believe in your first stint at Eden Park, you were actually responsible purely for cricket pitches. Is that something that you still do? You have people specialising?
We have a couple of people that are more skilled in, say, cricket pitch preparation than others, and so we lead the team, and the others are a little task-based, whereas we'll rely upon, the preparation sort of methodology will be sort of devised by Adam and myself, my assistant, and I will develop that, and the other 4 members will sort of, implement a lot of it under our guidance. And in the winter, it's a little bit the same. We sort of, the young guys, we have 4 younger guys and 2 more senior staff, and a lot of the plans and programs are developed by Adam and myself and implemented by the young guys under Adam's sort of guidance, I guess.
So you've got a bunch of young guys and a mix of experience as well. How are you bringing that youth on and developing them and honing their skills?
Yeah, it's really current question, actually, because, we're trying to and encourage to move people through and develop people within our organisation. So there was a natural progression, I guess, from myself, from assistant turf manager to turf manager, and then Adam moved up the ranks within the organisation, and we try to promote that style of movement, and we would replace from the bottom, and it gives people a career path within our organisation. It gives them something to aspire to, rather than feeling like all of their hard work, they may not be naturally moved through the organisation. I mean, we also go through and make sure they are the best candidate, but we try and make sure that it's a pretty clear-cut choice as well. And so, therefore, a lot of the people that we get here new are trainees, essentially.
That's been one of the biggest challenges in the UK, full stop, is that career pathway. It's something that the Institute of Groundsmanship that we're now starting to introduce, is that clear career pathway where you can come straight from school as a or even start as a volunteer and work your way right to the elite level, which you guys are today. I'm probably going to steal in a question here, Martin, but really interested off the back of what you were saying and talking about staff and numbers. There's often a misconception in the UK at major stadiums that you have 6 internationals a year and then that's it. I'd just like you to expand on other usage, total usage within Eden Park, the main stadium, and obviously your outer grounds as well, but primarily Eden Park, because I think it'd be interesting to see that you have the same issues or usage that our major stadiums like Wembley, Twickenham and the likes have over here as well.
Yeah, Jace, for sure. We might have 25 event days out there on the number 1 field at Eden Park, but any one of those in between the time, we're preparing for things that might be in 3 months' time and 4 months' time. So in between that event, some of the practices that we're doing are not for immediate effect, but they may well be to ensure that, we were doing things 4, 5, 6 months ago to ensure that, during the middle of our winter when we had 2 Lions test matches, plus a Lions versus a Super Rugby franchise, that the field's going to be in the profile's in a condition so that it it performs really well. So, in between those games, there's a lot of work that goes on, not just for the upcoming event, but for things in the way future, sort of thing. So even, we're ensuring, there's an England Test match here in March next year, and we're ensuring that certain areas of the field that are under shade at that particular time will be in a condition that will drain well, really good turf cover, all those types of things. And, you need to do that sort of stuff now.
And of course, one of the biggest challenges for you guys is especially New Zealand and Australia, is something that the major stadiums have yet to encounter in the UK, and that's we encounter multi-sports, but actually cricket and what we call winter sports as well. So if you could expand on how you manage that scenario and the challenges that brings, that would be fantastic for the guys in the UK to listen to.
Yeah, so our stadium has a portable pitch technology, so that means the cricket pitch is in a steel tray that's lifted into the stadium a number of days prior to the event. And so depending on the schedule, I try and get the cricket trays in and have a clear run of at least 10 days. They have a nursery area where they may have been pre-prepared or pre-rolled and things like that, but I'll try and get them in 10 days prior to the cricket match. We have our cricket match in the stadium, and then we may just have to remove the cricket pitch straight away from that area, and we'll have a winter code sport within 1 or 2 days on occasions. Could be Super Rugby, could be A-League, could be NRL Rugby League, and that period of the year is usually February, March, where we have a lot of different codes overlapping into each other, and then I'll have to bring another cricket tray back in say 10 days time, and we'll have another international cricket match out there. So you've got an outfield that is sort of going from 12 mil cutting height to trying to get it up to sort of some sort of protection around 25 in really short space of time. You've got all different areas of the field being used for different purposes. So yeah, it's tricky.
Would the preparation differ from an in situ pitch as a drop-in? What's the difference in preparation?
No, little difference. We've created the profile of our portable pitches to be an exact replicate of what we would have for an in situ pitch. So therefore, their behaviour, in our experience, isn't different apart from being mobile, essentially. So same play type, same depth, same subgrade profile. And in terms of their preparations, we try and sort of replicate what we're doing in our outer oval, which all of the cricketers play on as well, and that gets really good reviews. So no, it's a replication, and we're just trying to keep things very similar, so we're not too many variables, I guess.
So you said the timescale is you'd like to get it in 10 days prior to use. If weather comes into that, what could be the maximum? What could that extend to? What could that decrease to?
What we did for our last test match here was England. No, it was India, but the one before that was England, and we had the pitch in for 4 days prior to the test match, and the India test match was actually the same 4 days prior because of a winter code use. It was A-League football, and we had done a lot of the preparation in the nursery area and then brought the pitch in to be finished off in the stadium. There's always risk around that, in terms of transporting a half-baked cricket pitch in, but on those 2 occasions we weren't affected by weather or anything like that. But that's something to sort of bring in when we do our scheduling. If we have any influence on that with venue hires and things like that, we try and get that clear window. During Cricket World Cup, we used different pitches for each of our matches, and we had a match every Saturday. So we would prepare the wicket for 6 days in the nursery area, play our match on the Saturday, and then on the Sunday we'd bring in a new pitch that had been prepared for 6 days out of the ground, and then once it's back into the stadium, then it would have another 5 days prep in the ground.
And how much will these drop-in pitches weigh in total in the steel trays?
Each pitch weighs just over 20 tonnes, so they're in one piece. They're 3 metres wide by 25 metres long, and a transporter lifts them up in one go. The machine weighs 20 tonnes as well, So you've got a cricket pitch that weighs 20 tonne, machine weighs 20 tonne, so you've got 40 tonne on your field. So you have to have a plus an 8 tonne wheeled excavator to actually pull it out. So you have to have your outfield profile sound enough to take that sort of load. So therefore, you know, a lot of the work that we do is also to manage that profile condition to ensure that we don't, you know, you can imagine it's like driving a truck and trailer unit over your field, and, you know, not every field can take that without, you know, and you've got a small ball sport with cricket that relies on ball roll and smoothness and consistency and things like that. So you have to be managing your profile, not just for the codes that are playing, but also for our transporter moves. So that's what we do.
What about the joins? What, is there any issues with the joins?
Now the joins, the machine lifts the whole cricket pitch in one go. So the trays are actually in 4 sections that are bolted together, but we prepare and construct the pitch as one. So you cannot see a single join. There's no seams, there's no cracks, there's no nothing. So some people can't even tell they're portables. Only the people that have played quite a bit at Eden Park sort of know. So, but when you're having touring teams, and a lot of the management will come up and say, "Is this a portable?" And you go, "Yeah, it is." And they go, "Oh, I can't even tell." And some of them, you know, you say, "Oh, you played on this pitch 3 years ago, and these are the runs that were scored." "Oh, yes, I remember this pitch." And so they're all sort of numbered and named and things like that, albeit that they're in exactly the same spot. So you could have 1 year you're playing on pitch 5, but it's in the same spot. And the next year, when the team comes back, they might be playing on pitch 1, but it's in exactly the same spot. So it confuses people a little bit sometimes.
With those drop-in pitches, are you getting pitches prepared for certain games and requests from captains or teams to say, "Can you get that pitch for us for that game"?
Yeah, when we do a pitch mapping process at the beginning of the year, and that's relative to our schedule, and we may put a certain pitch in for a certain match, knowing that, you know, say maybe New Zealand have never lost on that pitch, or some of the characteristics that we see in that pitch could suit who the Black Caps are playing on that occasion. So yeah, there's definitely certain pitches we use for certain occasions, and they're only mildly different, but, you know, sometimes historical notes are well worth looking into. And, you know, they might be playing a final of a certain series against a certain team, and they've never lost on that pitch. So yeah, we'll definitely, you know, pop that one in for good luck.